Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. The last time I uploaded my video, I had around 123 subscribers and I currently have 146, I think. Thank you so much for the support. I am always reading your comments and it motivates me to keep studying. So today I'll talk about how I have been learning Korean, my experience, and I also share my tips that I have been using. I'm currently at an intermediate level, but if I would be honest with you guys, I currently feel like I am stuck. Like there's no progress. There's no progress, there's no going down. Like I'm just there. So I was talking about this with my friend a few months ago, and what she suggested, she told me that I need to look for new tips to study because the tips I was using since I was a beginner seemed to be no longer working for me. So I'm also looking for motivation. Anyway, I started learning Korean in around 2018 February, and when I started, I had no plan. Like I was just looking for something to, like, how will I say it, to like spice up my studies. I was still in campus. I think I was around my third year, in 2018. So I was, at that time when I started learning Korean, I was studying German. So the Korean class was next to the German one. So when we could go to class, I would see them like dancing K-pop and maybe watching K-drama. Then I thought, this seems interesting. I think I should also join them. Then when I joined, that's how I got hooked, and I have never stopped learning Korean. And I'm very grateful because since I started learning, I would say it has been a beautiful process because right now my career involves Korean. It's in a Korean environment, so I really like that. Anyway, of course, I started studying at the King Sejong Institute. We used textbooks, so I feel like using the textbooks provided a good structure for studying because the textbook is set in a way that you cannot go to the next step without learning the previous step. Like you first of all learn introduction, then after introduction you're taught something like locations, and then you go to everyday life. Like it's imepangwa, I don't know how to say it, but I hope you understand. Like it makes it more effective. Using a textbook makes your studying more effective because, okay, let me show you. I have some of the books here with me. So I have used the Sejong Hangugo textbooks from level 1 to level 5, and I've also used Sejong Conversation from level 1 to level 3. I am currently redoing level 3 because I feel I have not grasped so much in that textbook. So yeah, okay, let me show you some of my textbooks. Okay, so this is Sejong Hangugo. This one. So this is level 1, the beginners, the very first textbook that you use. Let me show you how it's like inside. Of course, the first pages, it's a Hangul, and okay, like this chapter talks about Ilsang Sengwal. So in this chapter, you will find that, like how this book has been arranged, you will find that the very first page has a conversation part. Then you have okay, focus. Then you have this part where you have vocabulary related to the conversation that you have learned. Then after that, you have the grammar particles that you can use, which is most commonly used in such a conversation. Then after that, you find there's what's it called, an exercise of what you've previously learned. Then the next page is the same thing. The next part of that chapter, another conversation, vocabulary related to the conversation, and also grammar that can be used in such a conversation, an exercise, and then, of course, there's a listening part. You'll find that this listening and speaking part, of course, just talks about what you have learned in that chapter. And then in the end, of course, you're going to find a writing exercise and some vocabulary related to what you've studied. So these Sejong Hangugo textbooks, all of them are like that, and I really like how they are arranged. So this I have learned up to level 5, and then this is the one I said I am redoing, Sejong Hangugo 3. It's an intermediate level textbook, and it's not so different from the other one. It's just that it's advanced and has intermediate vocabulary. And of course, I also have this textbook from Talk to Me in Korean. I was given by a friend, and yeah, it's just about beginners conversation. It's very simple to use. I really like it. Then I also have this textbook. I don't know the title of the textbook because our teacher just made photocopies and gave it to us, but I really like it. It's an intermediate textbook, and how it has been arranged is really good because at first you'll find there is conversation almost similar to the other ones. Then the different thing about this textbook, you see it has the explanations in English, and then after every, and of course it has grammar, intermediate level grammar. And then this is what I really like. It has useful expressions, like the expressions that you can use in everyday speaking. And also it has exercises that test your brain really well. And you'll find in the end of each chapter, let me show you. At the end of each chapter, there's this culture tip. After every chapter, you find a culture tip that is related to that topic. Like this topic is about introducing yourself. So they tell you how greetings are done in Korean, and things like that. And it has many vocabularies that you can learn. Yeah, so I really like this textbook. After every chapter, you get those culture tips, and I think that's good. So those are my main textbooks that I use. Yeah. So my next tip about improving my listening skills, I mostly listen to podcasts. There's this podcast by SpongeMind, and also there's the Talk to Me in Korean, Bibim Chat. I really like that. And also sometimes I listen, most times, not sometimes, most times I listen to Korean songs. Yeah. While listening to Korean songs, I also practice my speaking by singing along to the lyrics. I feel like if you get yourself used to singing along, it improves your pronunciation and also your confidence. To improve your confidence while speaking, also, like, you can find friends to speak with Korean. I sometimes send voice notes to my friend in Korean, or sometimes you just chat in Korean. That also improves your confidence, your speaking confidence, because at first when you start learning Korean, if you never practice your speaking, you will find that you have reached a good level, but you cannot speak. I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying. Like, I have friends whom we have studied with from beginners, but because, look, I'm not judging anyone, but I'm just saying what I have seen, like some good criticism. Like, you'll find people, of course, when you start, you are shy to speak because you're like, what if I make a mistake? But I realized while making those mistakes and someone corrects you, you're likely to remember the next time you're speaking the same word or the same sentence, you remember someone has ever corrected you. So to improve your speaking, you have to like speak. Even if you are wrong, you just have to speak so that you can get the correction, and next time you won't make the same mistake. So that's what I mostly do. I also, even currently, I also just, because my boss is a Korean, I speak to her my broken Korean, and you'll find I'm always getting corrections. So I really like that. Also, to improve my listening skills, apart from just listening to Korean songs and maybe watching K-drama, and what else did I say? Singing along to songs. I also have some shows that I watch. For watching shows, I would recommend, if you find a specific show that you like. There's this kids show that I like watching. They have a YouTube channel. It's called Anyong Jaduya. Hello Jadu. You can just check it. I really like it because I think how they speak is mostly what we are taught in intermediate, because when you get to intermediate is when you are introduced to the informal Korean way of speaking. So watching Anyong Jaduya, mostly I feel they are using that informal Korean. Yeah, so I really like that show. I always watch it. You can find, maybe even when I'm commuting from home to work, I might be just watching that show because it's enjoyable and I also learn from it. Then sometimes, mostly because I'm currently reading for topic 2, so I was advised to watch Korean news, which I have been trying, because if you've ever done topic 2, of course you know the speaking is way too fast. So if you don't get used to listening to Korean speaking faster, you might have a hard time when it comes to the test. So also watching news, and also sometimes I watch Arirang television to get used to that fast speaking. Also, to improve my reading, I read, like, I just read paragraphs. Even if I don't understand what I am reading, I like to just read and read it aloud. So I just read even when I'm alone. There's a teacher who advised me to always read aloud. You know, you can read with your brain, like you're just quiet but you're reading. But if you're alone in a place that you can just read aloud, it's advisable to read aloud, because you also apart from improving your confidence, you're also improving your skill, your reading skill. Yeah. Then also, I have been using apps to remember what I have studied, especially creating flashcards using Quizlet. Yeah, you just create the vocabulary flashcards, which you can use offline when maybe you're free. Or for me, I like to use personally I like to use flashcards when I don't feel like reading. Like, I have days when I just can't open my book, So I prefer on these days to just revise vocabulary. Yeah, that's what I do. And I think lastly, I like to post what I have studied online. Like you can find I have just written a paragraph or a text and I post it on my WhatsApp status or maybe Instagram stories. And you'll find if I've made a mistake, probably a friend who is studying Korean will correct me. And like I said before, I really like corrections because after corrections, I am likely to remember the right way to say or write whatever I had previously made a mistake on. Other than that, I think those are the tips that I have been using that have worked for me from beginner's level to intermediate. So I am currently looking for ways to move from intermediate to advanced. So if you've watched this video up to this end, I'm very grateful, and also pray for me so that I may get the energy to create another video, to record another video, and also to get motivation to improve myself, because I really have to improve my level to also work well where I am right now. So thank you very much for watching my videos. I'll see you next time. Bye.